إن الحمد لله الذي خلق بيده البشر وصوره فأحسن صوره ورزقه من الطيبات وكرمه أمام الملائكة وفضله على كثير ممن خلق تفضيلا فلله الحمد رب السماوات ورب الأرض رب العالمين وله الكبرياء في السماوات والأرض وهو العزيز الحكيم نحمده سبحانه ونستعينه ونستغفره ونستهديه ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ به من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهدي الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له لا ند له ولا ضد له ولا والد له ولا ولد له ولا إله غيره ولا ربا سواه أحده في أسمائه وصفاته هو الأول فليس قبله شيء والآخر فليس بعده شيء والظاهر فليس فوقه شيء والباطن فليس دونه شيء ونشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله الرسول النبي الأمي الذي يؤمن بالله وكلماته اللهم صل وسلم وبارك عليه وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وكونوا مع الصادقين 30 days, dear brothers and sisters, of hunger and thirst and deprivation, and 30 nights toiling in worship and devotion, that we may gain and attain the great heights of our pious predecessors through this process of sincere worship and devotion. Why does the human being subject themselves to such a thing? You might ask. My dear respected brothers and sisters, fasting is a process. Fasting is an institution, and fasting is our purification to achieve a state of ikhlas that is not easily achievable any other way. And my dear respected brothers and sisters, when we talk about ikhlas, it means purification. It means removal of everything that is an impurity, so that the abd of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is pure in his intention and he's pure in his actions. When you do such a thing, we become mukhlisin, like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered that we shall only worship Him. وَمَا أُمِرُوا إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ مُخْلِصِينَ لَهُ الدِّينَ. When you achieve that, and after you spending decades of your life sustaining and maintaining that, you then get to a level of being mukhlasin. You move from mukhlisin to mukhlasin, where now you have been purified by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you have been selected to become immune from your own self and your vices and from the temptations of the shaitan. I want us all to reflect, brothers and sisters, upon fasting and how from time immemorial Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had made it so that through it we will achieve something that Iblis himself is worried about. What do you think that is? Take ourselves to the very moment of our inception. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَإِذْ قُلْنَا لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ اسْجُدُوا لِآدَمَ فَسَجَدُوا إِلَّا إِبْلِيسَ. When Allah commanded the malaika to show that honor to Adam through sajda, Iblis refused. كَانَ مِنَ الْجِنِّ. He was a jinn. And Iblis hated mankind from the beginning. And he swore, قَالَ فَبِعِزَّتِكَ لَأُغْوِيَنَّهُمْ أَجْمَعِينَ. Says, "O Allah, by your own might and glory, I will misguide all of them." And then he himself recognizes an exception. إِلَّا عِبَادَكَ مِنْهُمُ الْمُخْلَصِينَ. Except your chosen servants, those who are mukhlas. Iblis is not worried about the Muslim. Iblis is not even worried about the mu'min. If you do not achieve that level of ikhlas that makes you mukhlas, you are not safe. And that is the reminder for today. You and I are not safe. No matter how many rak'at you pray in the masjid, no matter how many days of siyam you fast, if you don't get to that level of ikhlas, where you become mukhlas, you're still within the grasp of Shaitan. And this is where our fasting comes as the process to purify us. Brothers and sisters, we have toiled this month. We were tired and hungry during the day, thirsty, but we stood up and prayed to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala every night. We called upon His great names in our dua. We begged His mercy and we pleaded with Him to make us enter Jannah. When we do that, fasting takes you one step further. In this dunya, you and I may earn a title. That title is only easily earned by as-sawi. And that title is something also that Iblis is quite aware of and afraid of. And that is Ibadur Rahman. Through fasting, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَعِبَادُ الرَّحْمَنِ الَّذِينَ يَمْشُونَ عَلَى الْأَرْضِ هَوْنًا وَإِذَا خَاطَبَهُمُ الْجَاهِلُونَ قَالُوا سَلَامًا. 10 qualities. Ibadur Rahman. They walk on earth with humility, and when they engage in verbal conflict, they do so with civility. They walk humble, not arrogant. They talk humble, not condescending. وَالَّذِينَ يَبِيتُونَ لِرَبِّهِمْ سُجَّدًا وَقِيَامًا. They spend their nights in sajda and in qiyam. Only during Ramadan do we spend so many nights in sajda and in qiyam. وَالَّذِينَ يَقُولُونَ رَبَّنَا اصْرِفْ عَنَّا عَذَابَ جَهَنَّمَ. Those that are calling upon Allah to extricate them from Jahannam. Every night in our qunut, we say to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allahumma a'tiq riqabana minan nar, Allahumma ajinna minan nar, wa qina adhaban nar. We beg Allah to be saved from hellfire. Because if you never taste the fire and you enter Jannah, that is true success. فَمَنْ زُحْزِحَ عَنِ النَّارِ وَأُدْخِلَ الْجَنَّةِ فَقَدْ فَازَ. Any other way, you have failed somewhat. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to save us. وَالَّذِينَ إِذَا أَنْفَقُوا لَمْ يُسْرِفُوا وَلَمْ يَقْتُرُوا. When they spend, they're not wasteful or they're not miserly. The Muslims have to spend wisely. And in Ramadan, it is unfortunate that those who are not mindful of that, they become spendthrifts. Muslims waste every day of Ramadan tons of food. Thousands of tons of food. No other time. SubhanAllah. Except إِلَّا عِبَادَ اللَّهِ الْمُخْلَصِينَ. And then they are the ones that abstain from al-kaba'ir. وَالَّذِينَ لَا يَدْعُونَ مَعَ اللَّهِ إِلَهًا آخَرَ وَلَا يَقْتُلُونَ النَّفْسَ الَّتِي حَرَّمَ اللَّهُ إِلَّا بِالْحَقِّ وَلَا يَزْنُونَ. They don't commit shirk, the unforgivable sin, unless you make tawbah. They do not take away innocent life, and they do not commit zina. Ibadur Rahman. They never forget the oneness of Allah. They always treat life sacred, and they never get into all this fahisha. That's one of their qualities. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَالَّذِينَ لَا يَشْهَدُونَ الزُّورَ. They do not witness falsehood. وَإِذَا مَرُّوا بِاللَّغْوِ مَرُّوا كِرَامًا. When they pass by where people are idly talking, making fun and jokes about the ayat of Allah, careless about the akhirah and their own accountability. They pass by them. They don't go to places where people are involved in a lot of ma'asiyah to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَالَّذِينَ يَقُولُونَ رَبَّنَا هَبْ لَنَا مِنْ أَزْوَاجِنَا وَذُرِّيَّاتِنَا قُرَّةَ أَعْيُنٍ وَاجْعَلْنَا لِلْمُتَّقِينَ إِمَامًا. And they ask Allah to make their families the comfort of their eyes and to make them leaders of the righteous. The reason why, brothers and sisters, I saw all our families come to Salah together. There are a lot of young children here. We are all striving together as one unit to be successful in hereafter. That, my dear respected brothers and sisters, is the process that makes us reach the level of mukhlas. And Siyam is the tool, the institution that purifies us to that level. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله وحده والصلاة والسلام على من لا نبي بعده سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين ثم أما بعد. My dear respected brothers and sisters, this year Ramadan was special. Almost the entire Ummah started fasting at the same time, and the majority of us have ended at the same time. And while we conclude all of these acts of worship, praising Allah, magnifying His name, لِتُكَبِّرُوا اللَّهَ عَلَى مَا هَدَاكُمْ وَلَعَلَّكُمْ تَشْكُرُونَ. We have to also be reminded about something very, very great, that Iblis and the Shayateen do not sleep. They're waiting for everyone that is not Ibadallah al-Mukhlasin. And our Ramadan this year was desecrated and stained by a few individuals who have taken to themselves the fact, instead of spending time worshiping Allah like we all have done, fasting during the day, praying at night, they have decided to raise the level of their nefarious actions, to be attacking masajid, to be attacking every Muslim land that they can. Towards the end of this month, their barbarity has reached everywhere, from even this country, from Orlando here, all the way to Afghanistan, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Turkey, and the holy city of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Medina. Can you imagine? Violent extremists, they now make the Muslims the object of their violence. How many did they kill in Iraq? How many did they kill? But I'll tell you good news in that. The entire world, Muslim, non-Muslim, have seen the great distinction between Ibadur Rahman and others. That for the first time the world agrees that Muslims are not the perpetrators of this. It has to be somebody that isn't following Islam. That for them to attack one of our holiest places, it goes to show you they are on another path. And unfortunately, when you're not mukhlasin, you are in the hands of Shaitan. We ask Allah to uplift the strife from this ummah. We ask Allah to educate every Muslim. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect our youth from the poisonous and cancerous message of these violent extremists. Their message has nothing to do with Quran. And now the entire world is witness to it. Because Ibadur Rahman yamshuna ala al-ardi hawna. The Muslims spent so much this year really worshipping Allah. And only those who do not worship Allah were engaged in criminal activities, as we've seen. And sadly, just yesterday, another one was arrested. Again, trying to give material support to violent extremist groups. Brothers and sisters, I invite everybody to come to the masjid. Let the masjid become your institution of learning of Islam. Let us make this place where the tarbiyah of the youth will happen, so that way they stay away from Sheikh, YouTube, and Mufti Google. All they do is go there, they type in a search, they find links, they watch it, and they easily become radicalized. Ibadur Rahman are not radicals. They believe in Allah, and when they hear the ayat of Allah, it softens their hearts. And we ask Allah to make us amongst them. Inna Allah wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala nabi يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت وسلمت وباركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم اهدنا فيمن هديت وعافنا فيمن عافيت وتولنا فيمن توليت وبارك لنا فيما أعطيت وقنا واصرف عنا برحمتك شر ما قضيت فإنك تقضي بالحق ولا يقضى عليك اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين وانصر الإسلام والمسلمين واغفر لجميع موتى المسلمين يا عزيز يا كريم ربنا لا تدع لنا ذنبا إلا غفرته ولا هما إلا فرجته ولا ضلا إلا هديته ولا مريضا إلا شفيته ولا عاصيا إلا رحمته ولا شابا إلا أصلحته ولا دينا إلا قضيته ولا حاجة من حوائج الدنيا والآخرة إلا قضيتها يا أرحم الراحمين ربنا لا تفرق هذا الجمع إلا بذنب مغفور وسعي مشكور وعمل متقبل مبرور يا عزيز يا غفور برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين اللهم أجرنا من النار وإنا نسألك جنة في الدوس الأعلى واجعلنا من الذين يدخلونها بغير حساب ولا عذاب يا عزيز يا غفار سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى اللهم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين عيد مبارك وكل عام وأنتم بخير وتقبل الله منا ومنكم صالح الأعمال. Brothers and sisters, before I forget, our sister has kidney failure, sunburn. So please make dua for me. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make her condition easier. And for all the sick Muslims, jazakumullahu khairan, barakallahu feekum.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. Please don't forget Saturday the Eid celebration.